Hello, this is Mystic Storm here to clear a path to a new life with you. Today I will be talking about the week ahead, which is going to be September 9th through September 15th, 2019. Whenever this reaches you, this is a timeless video, so it can be 2 years, 3 years, 2 weeks from now, and you run across this and you might resonate with the message at your own time. So let's jump into it. So, the overall message I am getting from the astrology forecast, especially with it, there's going to be a Friday the 13th this month, which I'm super excited about. And on Friday the 13th, we have the full moon in Pisces, which is going to happen on 11:32 Central Standard Time. Or if you're doing military time, it's 23:32, which is mirror images, which is really big for the Pisces energy because Pisces is all about illusions and imagination and perception. And that plays a really big part on this full moon. I am really big on numbers, so that resonated with me too. The overall message, there's a definite shift that's going to happen in the collective. Love is going to be in the air and people will be more open to express their love. We're putting action towards our intentions and harvesting our manifestations. And definite transformation is coming that we've been working on for years. Years. I know it's some things that I've put into work that I feel like I've been working towards for a couple of months, a couple of years now, and it comes in stages. So just be mindful when taking action and when starting a new project or a new partnership that you're mindful and not careless in your decision making. Don't overthink or overstress the transformation that's coming. Just trust the process. Trust that this process will allow your expansion to come easier. Have gratitude and don't fall into the old story of negative expectation or over complicate situations. Make sure, even though with this Pisces energy is very much like third eye, crown chakra, that we still do some root grounding in this time, do some root chakra work to keep ourselves on the path of expansion, love, and transformation. Especially since there will be a lot of imagination or imaginative energy, especially with Friday the 13th coming up in the full moon in Pisces. Enjoy this special time and meditate to receive divine downloads. Pay attention to your dreams. This is really big, especially with the Pisces energy that's coming in. Pay attention to your dreams and start a dream journal if you have not started one. After you wake up, don't just, I'm guilty of this too. Picking up your phone, who's on Instagram or who's on Facebook or all this stuff. Take some time. Sit there, try to recall some images or some messages that you received in your dream. You probably won't remember the whole thing, but something stood out to you in your dreams to make you that, and that will be the message that you would need to research and dig more into to see what the divine had in store for you for this full moon. This is just a beautiful time for the collective because, again, there's going to be a definite shift here. And I feel like spiritually, I feel everybody is going to awaken into new beliefs and being more open and to more spiritual aspects. So, yeah, I'm super excited for this week. Definitely just be mindful because we still in Virgo season, and Virgo rules analysis, precision, fruitfulness, conscientiousness, efficiency, and perfection. So especially since Virgo is an earth sign and the earth energy tends to be pretty slow in a sense, but Virgo, shout out to all my Virgos because I love y'all. Y'all get everything in order. Y'all are very tidy, very organized. Can be a little nitpicky, but that's just the energy. But I'm loving this Virgo energy because, especially since this is an earth sign, that's all about what? The pentacles. Pentacles is earthly desires, earthly material, which might be money, other material things like that. So this is really good to do some money work, trying to get our finances together. Start if you want to start a business, that would be really great to do. Um, just with this energy, especially because the Virgo energy is very fruitful. So you can birth a new idea, birth your job, or necessarily your business, or birth a new life. It can be anything that whatever you have your mind on to set your intentions to, you can birth that idea into reality. And that's a beautiful thing. It's really beautiful to start off a new project in Virgo season. And even though Virgo season is in the earth sign, earth energy can be very slow moving, but it's for a reason because we have to manifest and watch this grow and work on it. So it's very, you will reap the rewards that you plant your seeds. If you plant your seeds now, start that new business. If you go ahead and begin a new project or start a new passion, if it's love, if it's music, if it's doing tarot cards, anything like that, you can reap the rewards. You just have to be patient and be persistent and be motivated to continue. So when I looked at the forecast here, I'll try to, I'll either try to put the astrology chart on the screen, or I'll leave a download link in the description bar so you can look at the chart as well. So with the chart shape, we have a sleigh, which it's tight bunches of planets in different areas, and that focuses attention on different aspects of our life. So in the sleigh, since we have tight bunches of planets, we have planets in the first house, the third house, and the ninth house. And all three of these houses are in masculine energy. So to me, that means like the sun energy is bright, it's going to take action, is very upfront. It's not in the receptive mode. We're going and getting things done. So with the first house, it's all about self-image, individuality, personal appearance, expectation, and environment. So first house, we have Saturn and Pluto, which Saturn is all about control. So we might be fixated on our individuality and our self-image at this point. But also Pluto is there, which is all about the birth, death, rebirth. So again, that's the definite transformation that's going to happen within ourselves. Now, for the third house, we have Neptune, which is in retrograde, the moon, and Chiron, which is also in retrograde. And the third house rules communication, sibling relations, short journeys, learning, and self-expression. And especially since the moon is in Pisces, that's that water energy, with our communication, we're really going to express our feelings. It might be our feelings to our siblings, especially since this is in the third house. It might be expressing our feelings to where we want to go in life, maybe finding our life purpose. Also, communicating with our loved ones, expressing our love. So that's beautiful in a sense. We have the ninth house, which is all about higher learning, philosophy, vision, beliefs, and religion. And we have Mercury, Venus, the Sun, and Mars all in the ninth house. Now, Mercury rules communication too. So I feel like a lot of people are speaking up on their beliefs and are speaking up on their awakened experience. And it's definitely a shift in perspective on what we believe, how we thought in the past. Our different beliefs that we were brought up on, but we now, as we grow as a collective and as individuals, we see the world differently, and we begin now speaking our voices, telling our truths, changing our perception of the world, and we're seeing that a lot in social media. We're seeing that a lot in the news, so that's great. And as far as Venus and the Sun, especially since Venus rules love, again, that's our vision and our beliefs of, our perceptions might change on what love is. Our perception might change on how we express love. And then with the Sun, I feel like the Sun is just amplifying all of this, because the Sun is all about, it's bringing everything into the light. And Mars is all about action, putting our will to do something. And since the Sun and Mars is together, it's just like we're bringing our action and putting it together with Mars. It's just amplifying. We're just going for it. And I definitely can pick up on this energy. I'm really excited about that. All right. Next, we're going to talk about elemental balance. For our Earth energy, we have 5 planets that's in Earth elements. We have the Sun in Virgo, Mars in Virgo, Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, and then Uranus, which is in retrograde, in Taurus. And for our water energy, we have 4 planets. We have the full moon, of course, in Pisces. We have Neptune, which is in retrograde in Pisces, and which is the ruler of Pisces. We also have the South Node, which in retrograde in Cancer, and Lilith in Pisces. And then we go into our fire signs. We have 2 planets in fire. We have Jupiter in Sagittarius and Chiron in Aries. And lastly, we have air. We have Mercury in Libra and Venus in Libra. So with this, we have Earth that has 5 planets. We have water, which has 4. And then fire and air come in with 2. So we're definitely feeling a pull towards Earth energy, which is, again, all about stability. We're talking about maybe families and homes, bringing in more abundance and wealth. Also, very fertile energy. A lot of people might be starting a family. A lot of people might be birthing new ideas, birthing new businesses. So this is a great time to start planting our seeds to harvest all this abundance. So that's awesome. Next, we're going to get into the aspects. We have the Sun opposition of the Moon, which creates a full moon. Anytime the Sun and the Moon are opposite of each other, that creates the illumination so we can see the Moon fully. So we also have the Sun conjunct Mercury, Venus, and Mars, which is all about communication, love, and action. We have Sun square Jupiter, which Jupiter rules expansion, abundance, good fortune, and travel. So since the sun and Jupiter are square, that causes some tension there. So we might have some, even though we want to manifest and work on these dreams and work on this new project or this new love, there will be issues in expanding. It might not come as fast as we want it to, but we can work on that in our favor. Just have patience with that. I feel like with the Sun square Jupiter, with this shift happening, and we need time. It's not, even though we want things to come quickly, we just have to hold back and, just wait because the expansion is coming. We can't birth something overnight. We have to let it cook a little bit. So I can see that energy going on. We also have Sun trine Saturn, which is all about self-discipline, conscientiousness, and also persistence. So with that being said, the trine, that's beautiful to have the Sun trine Saturn, because that shows that even though we might have some blockages or some tension with expanding or going to the next level, we have that discipline and that concentration and that focus to get us to the next level. Next, we have Moon opposition of Mercury, which drives us into communication of our feelings. So with that, we'll be able to express ourselves more openly to people. Any conflicts that may arise during this time, you'll be able to express how you really feel. We're just going to lay it out on the table. Sometimes I feel like our throat chakra is going to be on 10. Yeah, just let it out. I mean, sometimes, we hold on to things and just let this energy use you, or you use this energy to express what you've been holding on to for quite some time. We also have Moon opposition of Venus, which drives the nest. So that's home and stability. That's that love energy. So that's beautiful because, a lot of us might be longing for a partnership or longing to start a family or to start building a home. So that's our feelings there are going to elevate, and also we'll be able to communicate that with our partners, and we'll be able to plan for the future. So that's great. We also have Mercury conjunct Venus, which drives us to express affection. So this, with Mercury conjunct Venus, this definitely shows me that cuffing season is in full effect. Now, y'all know what cuffing season is. Anytime around the fall, everybody get their little boo. And, everybody, summer gone. Hot girl summer over. Well, we still got a few more days. For hot girl summer. But by this time, everybody then, got their little fling that they had, and they're starting to, get cozy and just warm up to these, keep them close for the winter ahead. So that's beautiful energy right there. All right. Next, we have Mars square Jupiter, which drives us to manifest. And since we have the square going on again, that's the tension that might be happening. In our manifestations, there might be some greed, some complex desires. We might be asking spirit up for a little bit too much. Like, do you really need all that? Do you really need to be that specific on what you want to manifest? And you might, in that, or you could be wanting to manifest something. You want to bring forth good fortune or a new business, wealth, abundance. But you have this negative expectation that's ringing in your head. So just pay close attention to negative chatter that might be happening in your mind. Just observe it. and just let it be, let it go. Just know that you have the will to continue. Remember, we have Sun trine Saturn. We have that self-discipline, and we have that urge to just leap to the next level. We do also have Mars trine Saturn, which drives for our control, as I was saying, and self-assertion. We see we have that hard work, we have that focus, we have that concentration to birth these new ideas. So don't let, with the self-discipline though, don't get too complex and get too greedy into it. That ties back into the Mars square Jupiter. So just make sure we have control in that sense to know when enough is enough. Next, we have Mars trine Pluto, which is in retrograde. And this drives for power. And Pluto's also, again, about that death or birth, death, rebirth situation. And I feel like that's our drive to transform. And even though Pluto is in retrograde, we're going back and reviewing everything before the transformation happens. Because again, we have, what was it? We had Sun square Jupiter, and Jupiter controls expansion. So we can't really expand until we know how to transform, where we're going. So that's why Pluto is in retrograde right now. We want to get to that next point of our higher selves and our transformation. But right now we have to go back a little bit, observe everything, get a sense of what we need to do and so we can go to that next level. Next, we have Mars opposition of Neptune, which is in retrograde, and that's our drive to spiritualize the will. And that's tapping into our imagination and our creativity. Whatever we want to create, we might be spiritualizing it. We might be, in order to manifest what we want to create, we're probably now seeking our higher selves and our higher truth, which is beautiful because we can, we go through day to day thinking that, we probably can't get this done. But if we just take all of our burdens off of our chest and release it and give it to the universe will help us tenfold. So that's really beautiful to see. So just, again, tap into that imagination, that play, that childlike mind. Try to be more creative during this time. Pay attention to your inner thoughts. Pay attention to your dreams, because you're going to receive divine downloads, and it might be some illusions and some you'll have a shift in perspective during this. Next, we have Jupiter square Neptune, again, which is in reverse. And that can be channeling in our escapist fantasy. So we might have a tendency to just Netflix and chill, or just zone out to our favorite song, or just try to do something to get away from the day-to-day. This might be a stressful time for a lot of us this week, so we need those comfort things to get us through the day. Next, we have Saturn in the sextile with Neptune, and that's that mystic energy. The transcendent of the known, discipline imagination, and practice mysticism. So that's beautiful in itself, because we're tapping into this energy of creativity and imagination, and it's very spiritual. And again, with the full moon in Pisces, it's the last sign in, or I should say this way, it's a mirror image. The last sign in the astrology wheel. So we've already went through all the cycles of the signs, and the last one is more like spiritual and illusions and imagination. So we're really tapping into this energy. And then lastly, we have Neptune, which is in retrograde, in a sextile with Pluto, which is also in retrograde. And that's a drive for evolutionary growth. And we have the potential for visionary transformation, bringing about a shift in collective spiritual awareness or personal revolution. And then it's going to be emotionally intense. Because again, we're going to have this shift in the collective where we're all, if you haven't had a spiritual awakening, this might be the time that you might see things that you've never seen before, hear things that you've never heard before, and it could be a trying time for you. It could be a little scary, but I'm just here to say, if you stay grounded, again, do some root work, meditate, do some root chakra work, because if you go into this not balanced or not grounded, don't have a solid foundation, then the illusions are going to trip you up and are going to scare you and put you in a spiral that it's not going to be pretty. So, I mean, some have been there. You already know how full moons bring out some sides of people that we don't necessarily like. So we just want to be have a firm foundation for ourselves. So going about, we'll be able to express ourselves freely whenever there's conflict, or we're able to be focused on manifesting what we want, or bringing birth, or transforming into our higher selves. So this is a beautiful time. Don't let the illusions trip you up. Don't let other people's energy get you down. Stay grounded, stay firm in yourself, and continue to nourish yourself and to bring forth this energy of enlightenment. So that's what I have for you guys for the week ahead. I hope that this message brings you well, and I wish you all the best. Peace and blessings.